Hi learners! In this video, we are going to look into the short story Garden of the Ant-Lions written by the Malayalam writer Paul Zakaria. He also writes travelogues, film scripts and essays too. Many of his works have been translated into English and other languages. The original name of this work is Kuyanagalude Udyanam and this work was translated by A.J. Thomas. Now, let's get into the story. This story depicts the change in life and surroundings of a recluse master physician when a woman comes to his life. Recluse means someone who loves to live a solitary life alone and avoids all other people. And masseur physician is a physician or a person who treats pains through massaging. So, in this story, surroundings has much importance. The house of the master physician was a garden of antlions in the starting, and at the end, it turns to a tidy house with a well maintained vegetable garden and herbs garden where the antlions have been relegated to the backyard. Antlions are a kind of insect who dig pits in mud to catch their prey or find their food. So, when the writer says the house was a garden of ant-lions, we can imagine the untidy situation of the house. Here, the narrator and the hero of the story is same, and it is the Massa physician. In the opening lines of the story, he describes the surroundings where he lives. His house is like a lonely house in a forest. None takes care of the house or surroundings, and hence the plants have grown up wildly and the place is dumped with dead leaves. The house has become old and no maintenance is done for years. Totally, the readers will understand the untidy and messy situation of the house. The veranda of the house is untidy as antlions live there. They have made pits in which they stay and wait for their food. The veranda has not polished with cow dung yet. In olden days, houses in Kerala used to be made with stones, mud, and polished with cow dung. So, this is the situation of his house. The floor has to be polished, it should be maintained, and it is not done. That's why antlions are living there. Then he also says about his favorite place in the house, that is the base of a pillar in the veranda. The pillar is on a wooden piece. He always sits there and hence only that area has become smooth. So this is in short what he describes about the surroundings. So the thing is that he loves to live alone and so none comes to his place. Rarely someone comes and that might be some patience. So, in this story, there are mainly three people we have to note who are coming to this place. So, those are number one, a man with a sprained arm, number two, a little girl, and number three, young woman with a pain on her leg. So, first of all, a group of people brings a man with a sprained arm for treatment. The Messiah physician does not welcome anyone to his house or does he mind anyone. Even if he is sitting on the veranda of the house and he notices someone coming to his home, he will go inside and keep silent. So some patients comes like that and some stays there and some goes back. And some people leave the patient there and go back. People believe that he can cure their sprains and pains. A massage physician is called Vaidyar in Malayalam. Once, a patient is left at the place with a sprained arm. When his companions are moving on, he waited, lost and fearful. There, Vaidya opens the door and tells him to clap and call his companions back. He tries hard several times but fails to do. Vaidya repeats him to clap. He could not do it due to pain, but he tried his maximum. Then the Vaidya comes and stands behind the man and holds his hand and claps. Then he makes the patient sit on veranda and kissed on his forehead as if his beard spread all over the man's face. Then he said the man that he has healed and he can go back. Then the patient leaves the place. On moving, physician hears the clap sound made by the patient. It means that it has been cured. People does not come to this area. Then the writer, the narrator, or the hero says that he hears sound of tiffin box of village school children who are taking shortcut to their school through his way. Now, the other person who comes to his place in the story is a little girl. While grinding some medicinal plants, Vaidya hears a footfall and looks outside through the window and sees a little girl staring at him. He makes faces at her and looks what she is doing. She walks through the courtyard and comes to the veranda and touches the smooth place where he used to sit, and then goes near the well and drops a pebble into it. Hearing the noise, he feels to go out and ask who is disturbing the peace of his home. But he waits there. Suddenly, the girl goes near medicinal plants in the courtyard and plucks some kacholam plants and runs away. He stood stupefied and then ran to his veranda and shouted, but she has gone. In the story, the Massa physician uses riddles in his process of curing patients. For example, when a patient with bruised nerve comes to him, he shouts, "The one who makes it does not use it. The one who uses it does not know it. What is it?" Answer quickly. The patient thinks out for the answer and hence does not concentrate on his pain as before. So physician asked again, "Do you know what is it?" Patient said no. He then tells him to think hard. The patient is deeply in thought for the answer. In between that, the physician has released the tangled nerve. Then he said the patient, "The answer is coffin. You owe me 10 points." This riddle technique is a trick used by him so that the patients think on it and are unmindful about the pain. He uses these kind of riddles on patients and shout at them for answers or else they will have to give him points. So in fear of losing points, they think about it and concentrate on that while the physician does his massage treatment that is painful. Now, the third person who comes to the place in the story changes the life of the Messiah physician. It is the young woman with a pain on the leg. That was when he was standing in the courtyard combing his beard. Through the corner of his eyes, he saw someone at the far end of the courtyard. Before turning, he asked, "Who is there?" No answer. Then he turned and saw that it was a young woman with one hand on the parapet of the well and the other hand on her right thigh. She says that she fell down and something happened to her leg that she can't bear the pain. He set her to come with someone and he does not treat women. She says that she don't have anyone to accompany her. She only has a mother who is aged and cannot walk. Then he asked her how did she fall. She said that she climbed on a stone wall to pluck the black mother shrub for her goat and a stone moved and she fell down. He thinks in mind a riddle on this black mother shrub. Black mother, fair daughter, daughter's daughter, fairest of the fair. It is a riddle and the answer is black mother shrub. So this black mother shrub looks like it has a branch and stems of green color which can be said as black color. Then two leaves just below the flower which are white in color that might be considered as fair daughter and the flower is red that might be daughter's daughter. So the physician thinks in mind that she is smart, that she have answered a riddle before he have asked the question. Then she comes and sits on his usual place. She is weeping of unbearable pain. Her tears fell in the pits of antlions there. She shows her thigh to him and he holds to cure it, and as usual started to ask his riddle. He holded her soft thigh tightly and asked, "Would you like to die, woman?" He was going to say, "You have lost 100 points." But before that, she wiped her tears and asked him, "Do you like to be born?" He felt suffocated. It is the first time someone is answering his riddles. He then asked, "Are you afraid to die?" She answered, "Were you afraid to born, Vaidyare?" Then she said him, "You owe me 100 points." Then she holds his hand with her two palms and pressed to the thigh and said, "Heal me, Vaidyare, or else you lost 1,000 points." This is the last thing he says about her or the incident of the day. After this, he explains about the present situation of his house. The plot, which looked like jungle, had now turned to a beautiful vegetable garden, and the medicinal plants are grown behind a bamboo fence. The patients who come to see him sit on the bench in the veranda, which was garden of antlions before. Those dusty floor is now polished with cow dung mixture. The antlions have moved to the backyard. Then he tells that he showed his son an antlion by putting a thread inside their pit and catching one of it. Then he ends the story by telling his son that you can never know the companionship of those antlions who are in solitude. You never know how jungles will enfold and protect you. No girl there will ever come prowling to steal your kacholam. Finally, he says his son, my son, may God bless you and help you to invent riddles more difficult than those I invented. There is a comic element in his words. Maybe because his riddle was not much difficult, that woman came to his life. Maybe he might have thought like that. Anyway, the physician is now having a wife and a son. He has become a family man, and that change in his life happened to the surroundings also. So, this is all about the summary of this short story, Garden of the Antlions, written by Paul Zakaria. So, that's all. Thank you for watching.